Hold on.
Yes, people. Welcome back to another Kate and Don show. Don sliding straight in right on time. Make
What's
sure you're
good,
picking
man?
up yourselves, people, this evening in the chat. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to both channels nice and early. And
Let me get into
yeah.
subscribe mode quickly. Hold on a sec. We just go into subscribe modes. 3 people in the building. Make sure you slap up the likes nice and early. Subscribe modes. There we go. 3 people in the building. Make sure you slap. Okay, yeah, man. So Cape and Don once again. Wednesday settings. The game on Sunday. It's just kind of like the fallout, I suppose. I know it's been like, well, it's been like 3.5 days since the game. But you know what it is for me, man? Let's just get straight into it. Yeah. You know what is it? You know what it is? It's the way we lost that game. That's one thing. And yeah, it's all said and done. City won the Carabao Cup. It's cool. No denying that. That's fine. Congratulations. But a few things that came out of that annoyed me. So you had some people saying, oh, well, it's just the Carabao Cup. Bigger fish to fry. Okay. We didn't really care about that cup anyway. But there were kids at that cup that cried that we didn't win that cup. That's one thing. Turkey as well, talking the most today about why he done the kick-ups and all that kind of stuff because of the fans. That wound me up today because I was just getting my chill back, you know what I mean? And then Turkey had to come out with some nonsense. And I think the other thing as well that's annoyed me as well is that the star boy, I call him star boy, yeah? Eberici Eze is injured. And he could be out for like 4 to 6 weeks. So I suppose we're going to talk about everything and all of that and the injuries and all of that kind of stuff as well. But these are the things that have just got me in this annoyance right now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
No, they're valid still, I think.
Go on.
You can lose any game in it. You can lose a final. Not that you want to lose it. Not that you want to lose a final, but the way we performed, there was no inch of us getting anything but what we deserved in that game. And I think that's what's very disappointing. Shout out everyone. Shout out Home Slash. Shout out Big Weekend. I think that's what the problem is, isn't it? Like it's just we kind of didn't show ourselves. And Man City are a good team, and you can lose to Man City, and Man City are the team that's competing for us the title. Obviously, there's not much between the teams, but to me we're still the better team, and we didn't show that. We showed that we were miles. That we looked like we were miles less than them, and that was a problem. The disappointment, obviously, in terms of ranking of the 4 competitions we're in, yet it's the least major. I would say least priority. It was the main priority on Sunday. It's nothing now. I don't think people should just kind of if people are coming to perspective. Obviously, we have other focuses and major focuses, which is fine, but it shouldn't come at the like belittling of the trophy, because if you had won it, people are not going to be like, oh, it's nothing, let's not celebrate. Do you know what I mean? So I think you have to kind of be balanced when you're talking about these kind of things. Like, you can, someone like me, I'm not with the same level of anger and disdain as I was Sunday and Monday, because luckily we are like, obviously the main priority always will be the Premier League, and we're luckily still in a good situation in the Champions League and the FA Cup, to where we can still have some joy there. So I think it softens the blow. I think if this was the end all be all, say it was only this and the league, for example, out the FA Cup, out the Champions League, then it would probably be a bigger blow, because it was our one or two opportunities to win a trophy in terms of what we can still do. Obviously, we still have 3 other opportunities, and the Prem, I'm very confident we're going to clean that one up. So I think people are kind of misconstruing the pain of wanting to still win the Carabao and losing it, then also knowing that, yeah, we do have other priorities and bigger trophies, but that doesn't mean the Carabao loss is like nothing, because if we had won, it would have been something. Do you know what I mean? It would have been our first trophy in 6 years. It would have been something we won 33. Do you know what I'm saying? All those things. And yeah, it's not the only trophy we want to win. Maybe if we only win the Carabao Cup, I don't think anyone's going to be moving over the moon at the end of the season. But silverware is still silverware. So let's not disrespect that, especially as an Arsenal fan base, that we haven't won that much. But to the Turkey point, Turkey, we allowed Man City to do that, in the sense of we allow them to have that comfortability and confidence that someone like Turkey, who he does these things in most games, and so it's not like I just chose Arsenal to do this. Obviously, he's that type of player. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing with Neymar when we're flicking. I'm not angry with players doing those things. I think people get too mad over that. I'm more mad at the fact that he felt comfortable to do that in the game, because one, it was 2-0, and two, we wasn't giving them any pressure, both off the ball and on the ball, that made them, you know what I'm saying, feel like it was a game. So that's where my annoyance comes, because and I feel like, because we do play them in 3 weeks, so I'm really hoping that, one, we beat them, and two, beat him up. Do you know what I mean? The game, physical and jewels, little elbows, little leaving side. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let him feel like, hey, it ain't us that you're taking the piss out of just because we had an off day in the office, innit? So that's where I'm at in it. Like, but I think because we have 2 weeks, I think it would have been worse. The loss would have been worse if we didn't have a break, because then it would have been whatever game would have had midweek, or if we had a midweek break and the next game was a Prem game, it would have been all the media talk. We would have felt as fans all the pressure. I feel like the 2 weeks gives us natural time to just kind of, you can't be angry for 2 weeks, and you can. And I said, because of the context of our season, kind of lose it there. But I really want to beat City at Etihad. I always want to beat them, but I feel like that they're moving too arrogant for how they have been moving this season, and how they have been against us in the last couple of years, where they have, this is their first win in like 3-4 years against Arsenal. There's been a couple of draws. Last year they held a humbling, and yeah, it's a final, and there was more jeopardy at the end of this game. But I'm pretty sure if we win that game at Etihad, it kind of all but seals that league, and I'm pretty sure we'll see who's talking then, innit? All right, so that's where my attitude is at, man.
Big up Gunner Street.
Shout out everyone though. Shout out Gunner Street as well. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and Guna Rikins as well. You guys have
you see the level of difference between like an Arsenal and a City, yeah, is that no matter how crap City are no matter how rubbish City are, they will 9 out of 10 times win a trophy. And with the Carabao Cup, they want to win that every year. They want to win all the trophies. Obviously, they've not been very good at goods, but they needed something to give them that push. Now, when we come back after the international break, both teams come back from the international break, yeah, we're going to see which team is on stuff, yeah, because if I had won a cup, Mickey Mouse Cup, so they say, yeah, against the team that I know that are competing for the league, my motivation now, yes, I'm 10 points behind you, yeah, or what, 7 points, or how many points it is, yeah, 9 points, whatever.
It is 9 points.
Yeah, my motivation now, yeah, is can I catch that team now? Yeah, knowing that I can beat them. I've beaten you, so that means I'm talking as a City person now, yeah. If I've beaten you this season, I believe I can beat you again in a one-off game at the Etihad. Yeah. So City, in isolation, they'll be coming off that win confident, and especially the way they played as well, because they didn't have to batter us. Yeah. All they did is just kept possession. They looked like the team that I would say in that game, they were showing us fitness levels. We were just running around, didn't know what to do when Kepa had the ball. Now, any keeper can make a mistake, yeah, in that situation, yeah. Yeah. Kepa can make a mistake, Rare can make a mistake. But it's how they had us in a chokehold where, and me and you watched the game together as well. We both watched the game.
We couldn't get near
get
them,
the ball out.
But and that's why we ended up being tired, because obviously when the team is passing, and obviously when you're on the ball and you're just giving it to them, and then when you're off the ball and they're if better than probably the only team better than us in the league that can keep the ball away from a team consistently, innit? No, I think Gunarican is more the reverse, because if we win the Premier League and we win, another trophy, the Carabao Cup is more the battle in it, and all about obviously the league is. I know what you're saying. I think it's I think like I understand what you're saying. Then City should. Like, this is what I think. Let's be real. After the week that City has, this is what all they can hang on to is like talking. And obviously, you're gonna win a trophy. You're gonna have that because they have a lot to do in the Prem. It's not just about them winning. They have to make sure. They have to hope Arsenal also start to slip, because the games are counting down. Arsenal only have 7 games left. They have 8. They're out the Champions League, so maybe you can say they have a bit more focus. But their first game back is Liverpool. I think is at Etihad maybe, but Liverpool FA Cup. Both teams Liverpool are gonna want to try and win that trophy. Like Jamie, it's gonna be a difficult game for both teams. Who knows who's gonna win? But it's not gonna be an easy game for City. Then they got Chelsea, Stamford Bridge in the league, with Chelsea wounded animal looking dead. But who knows, innit? I think this game doesn't just erase City's season, and I think maybe we can look at it more in the head-to-head battle. But by the time we play that game, like they could have drawn against Chelsea, Arsenal could have beat Everton, so beat Bournemouth, and we're looking at 11-point or 12-point lead, and then it's like, what are we actually really saying?
Well.
Do you know what I mean? So or 11-point lead, and it's like, what are you saying here? But not to look that far. I think that's why they're talking. They're trying to hope that we're getting into Arsenal's head and into their players, and we got one up on them, and maybe this is going to cause them to feel like because their games prior to this final is the reason why everyone was so confident or thinking that we're going to and you included, that we're going to handle the final and handle City well, because they were in poor form. But if you think about it at the same time, a wounded animal type mentality, they're coming where they're getting battered home and away by City. I know you would want your husbands or your wives to win the league names, because I know Liverpool are bridesmaids and the husbands of Liverpool of Man City, in it. So that makes sense. So I don't blame you. But to get back to my point, I don't believe in any City hype, man. So I think for me, Arsenal just got it was always an isolated game. It's the same way that I didn't say, because of where we are in the season, I didn't think it's like, whoever wins this wins the league, because it's a 9-point lead. Like the same way, like if City were 9 points ahead of Arsenal and Arsenal won the Carabao Cup, no one's saying this is going to be the propellant. Like, it's done. Maybe you use that because of the experience scale. And to your point about City, obviously always kind of picking up a trophy here and there. Like they make a lot of finals. Last year they won the FA Cup final, they lost to Palace. The year before that FA Cup final, I'm pretty sure they won. The year before that FA Cup final, they lost.
No, they lost to United.
No, they won the year before that. Then I think the year before that they lost to United. But they're in the finals. Like in the cup before they won Carabao Cups, consistently. They make finals. So when your team is there a lot of the times, you're gonna lose some, but you're gonna win some. I think Arsenal don't have that experience, which is why we have to get there, because in the next 5 years, I want us to be in multiple finals in most seasons, at least one final a season minimum. Obviously, we hope to win the league, but you should be making a final, because you should be trying to win silverware. Like it's not just the league should not be the only piece of silverware that you kind of go for each season. But Arsenal just got to pick up. Obviously, I know people like Gunnar are praying and hoping we don't win the league, so that.
Oh hell no! Nah.
I'm pulling his leg, man.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
pulling his leg.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying, end of the day, I think it annoys me that we couldn't win that trophy. But we have, I don't like using the word we have bigger fish to fry. We have other opportunities to still make the season special. Luckily for that, if it was our only opportunity or one of two, I think there's more emphasis on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm gonna say this, yeah. If we don't win the league, yeah, then we've got big problems because the likes of Saliba, yeah. If you saw the likes of Saliba
That's why
when
I'm not.
we
That's why I'm
didn't
not even
win,
saying too much because Saliba's
bro.
Declan Rice. I'm not even saying too much about all those things because I'm like, we're gonna win the league, innit? In my opinion, I think it's a blip day because those players are the same ones. Obviously, not minus Saliba because Saliba was excellent for me in the final. But do you know what I mean those players are the ones that played. Most of those ones that we all talk are the ones that didn't show up on the day. Yeah, we have injuries, but. So they go rectify and make sure that their season is special. It's not just for the fans; it's for them. They're the ones that are gonna have the accolades. We're the one that we're gonna enjoy, but they're the ones that are gonna be the winners and have the medals and have the bonuses and all the stuff. Like no one's gonna be mentioning John and Cape on TV saying, "Oh, well done, Arsenal." But I think Arsenal just got to handle their business in it, and they will. But if we bottle the league from this position, I'm not accredited. I'm not crediting it to the Carabao Cup loss. I'm crediting it to a proper mental mentality problem within the club. That is the reason why we can't go over the line because City are not going to kick on from here, in my opinion. And you should be able to fam, we still have what? Is it five? I think it's 5 home games left or 6 home games left.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's no five home games left.
5, yeah.
5 out of 7, like fam, and then none of those are big 6 clubs. With all due respect, if you're bottling that lead, the context of it is too much. Like, as you're saying that, it's more than just the manager. So a lot of these players. I got to look at you in the mirror. It's coaching staff, it's whoever, because it's like how do you know what I mean? Like especially with this kind of pain of disappointment of the Carabao Cup, where you can say this is kind of it should motivate you because you played shite. Like if we played good and then we lost, you can go with the heart. Oh, we tried, but it wasn't good enough. And maybe you could say, but this is there's no one from us that come out of this saying, do you know what, regroup and refocus, and you know what to do because that was below our level. It wasn't even our level. That was below our level, and we deserve to lose. And to deserve to lose, even though we probably had the game didn't have that many chances. Funny enough, we probably had 3 great chances: Calafiori, Jesus, Havertz, and they had their 2 chances. I don't remember anything outside of their 2 chances that were actually mad threatening. And the game could have been different. But even if we had scored those chances and won the game 3-2, I would have still been sick with the performance. I would have enjoyed the win, but I would have maybe after a day or two, I'd have been like, but that was so bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we watched the 90 minutes and feeling like, what the hell was that? Do you know what I mean? So we just got to move. And man, I feel like the players got to take it personally. This Man City, because obviously they can win again, but they're all flaunting in and saying stuff. So man, you're talking about he's skinning in Capier. Obviously, players don't normally say that about it. They'll be like, "Oh, I had a good game. Yeah, I was getting." So it's like just say nothing. And when you win, and make sure you win at Etihad, then go and celebrate because it will probably be like 1 point left to secure the league aside, and they go and gloat in their face because then what do they say then? Because
yeah, I hear it. But I want to move on from the FA Cup though. I want to talk about man like I'll talk about man like where is he? Actually, hold on. Talk about Lil Wayne.
say Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, bro.
This guy's brilliant.
Brother. Look at the emotion in his eyes, bro.
Yeah, he was paying that, man.
Was you not gutted that he didn't play? I was so gutted,
bro. I was annoyed, and it annoyed me even more because all the little interviews before that. Like, obviously, I know maybe it was a touch and go. No, not saying touch and go. Maybe because of the nature of a calf injury, it's not the same. Like you might feel like, oh, I can play on it, which you can, but you probably do more damage because of the type of muscle. Obviously, clearly now is the long-term injury is understandably why he didn't play. Because it's not the Champions League final where you're gonna say, you know what, you leave it all because at the end of the day, this is the major. Like, there's still more for the season to play, but it's annoying. he was just hitting good form, you know. Literally, maybe that strike,
Exactly.
maybe that strike that he done is what, fam, the power that he got in that. Maybe that's what destroyed the calf a bit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, twinge something in there that he just started playing on something because you know he started to hit some form and you know start to influence our games a lot and get very very comfortable and warm. And obviously, it's not a surprise maybe given his previous history, but also given the fact that he had a lot of running games in. But I think injuries happen, which is something that is we haven't really had injuries to anyone new that hasn't been injured before for a little while. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously we've had Havertz and Odegaard. Like, most of these guys have kind of been in and out, but like everyone else has kind of been for like a little while. Everyone's kind of been consistent. Do you know what I mean? So I, I think because he hasn't been injured all season, has he? I don't believe so.
I think he had a little niggle, but it wasn't too.
Yeah, so like it's his first
earlier.
injury in an Arsenal shirt, first set, like you know, different kind of setback for him, and first setback for the team. And we got a. I think for me, I've just been thinking about solutions because end of the day, it was probably always going to get an injury without having Odegaard fit and any real depth. You know, Marino luckily been injured. He's played a lot of minutes, like in the last 3-4 months, like a lot of minutes.
But this is what I wanted to go through. Yeah, so the games Eze potentially could miss are quite key. So the Southampton versus Arsenal, which I think is going to be a tough game. You may agree or disagree, but I think that'll still be a semi-tough game because it's the championship, you know, Southampton going to be up for this game. And if we don't turn up, you know, I can see them taking us the extra time, you know what I mean, and possibly beating us if we don't apply ourselves. We've got the 2 Champions League games in between a Premier League game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth aren't an easy team. I don't think they've lost a game since they played us. So that game's going to be tough as well. Then after the Champions League game, we've got Man City. So we will know whether we've qualified. We've gone past Sporting after the second game. So that's another mental thing as well. If we're out of the competition, then it's just full focus on the league. But that might be quite a tough game, the second game, especially if we don't see it off in the first leg. You know, putting all our energy into that second game, and then 4 days later, depending on who's available and who's fit, you know, it would be Man City on the 19th, and then we have Newcastle after that. So he is missing the absolute crust of the game, of the games that we probably need him in. And I'm actually gutted for him, man. I'm gutted.
Yeah,
big games there.
I'm more like, I think obviously we hope it's on the latter side in terms of it's the minimal side in terms of 4 weeks, and if it's 4 weeks from the Leverkusen game, maybe that might be, you know, a City or game, or you know, the Newcastle game at home, or if we get through against Sporting, I'm pretty sure there'll be a Champions League. Also, I think there'll be a FA Cup game in between that. You know, if we beat Southampton, you know, the semi-final. But yeah, it's a big miss for us, and I'm more gutted for him because obviously, and you know how much this what Arsenal means to him, he's been flowing. And yeah, this is as well. We've seen this many a time. We've seen. No, I'm saying that we have to be very careful with calf injuries because it might start off as a calf, but it can lead. This is what happened to Kevin Durant. Still, it was a calf injury, and then that's why you have to be careful with it because the calf is a small muscle. So, but it's literally linked right to your Achilles. But not to talk science and stuff. I think he just got to recover, and I think. Yeah, like Arsenal just got. And I'm pretty sure I'll transition like this about the solutions that Arsenal should, because we have to talk solutions because he's out. We got to make do with what we have. I think Odegaard probably. I think we're having reports that he's potentially back for the Southampton game after the break or in and around. So you know, a natural replacement, obviously experienced player.
Another thing with another thing with Odegaard though, yeah, is that because of the amount of injuries he's had this season as well, it's almost like I hope he don't come back and gets injured straight away again. That's another potential thing that we need to be worried about as well, because
That's why I'm hoping maybe that they kept him, because obviously that's why I'm hoping that maybe they kept him out away. Maybe he's been training or been, okay, but it's like just make sure you're super, super ready. And maybe even in the height of this Odegaard Eze injury is more emphasis to make sure he's fit. Obviously, like Nem said, I would definitely use Saka in the 10 a lot more now, especially because obviously Madueke is fit. Maybe you might see iteration. I didn't like the way the Havertz and Gokeres looked in that final. I'm not saying it means I'm scrapping it, but I think I'm going to park it off for a little bit and look for some other ventures before we go that route again, because we couldn't. They didn't provide us a outlet, even from the long ball sense, let alone building through build up sense. So I think Saka, I think Odegaard will be back. Obviously, using naturally he's there. I would like to see Max, but I don't know if Max will be played in. Actually, no, he has played in 10 in the FA Cup. Max will be an option, of course, because now if there's injuries, he's going to have to be a considered option. I don't think from the start. But I think Saka, Odegaard will be back. And I think maybe you won't be surprised if you see even like a Trossard-ish, as we saw before behind the striker with Martinelli. I don't want to see that, but I'm just looking at more replacements. Obviously, yes, if we had a Ranieri, we didn't send him on loan, yeah. But at the same time, if we didn't have the injuries, Ranieri probably doesn't play. So it's an if. And obviously, unluckily, Marino was injured because I think he'll be very useful in terms of just a different type of option. But I think Saka, I would like to see Saka being used there a lot more. I think he's got to get used to playing there for him to be very effective. And I think Madueke right now probably he has his legs under him. Like he has a bit more burst of pace, a bit more explosiveness, and I think giving Saka that space in the middle maybe it helps. But I think I'll say an interesting thing. Don't forget and don't underrate the Odegaard, Ben White, Saka triangle. That may just be something that might unlock Saka again, with Ben White kind of getting back into, the England team and in our team playing the final, playing the last couple of games
as well.
Timbers didn't go international break. Obviously, we'll see if he's back after. But even if he's back after, as long as Ben White's fit, probably has the starting berth for now. You don't want to rush back Timber. And I think if Odegaard is back, I would like to see Odegaard, Saka, White on that right hand side. See if they can kind of cook up old times, because players that know how to play with each other don't forget how to play with each other, because you know how to play with each other, innit? So that chemistry might just be a big thing, innit? So, what about you? What solutions would you bring if not in these next couple of weeks? What would you like to see there?
You know what? I ain't really thought about solutions, man. Really, because one, I'm not rating Saka in the 10. Personally, I don't rate him in the 10. I just don't think this is a season where, and I might be wrong, next 7 games, but I think this is a season where Saka is trying to get back his fitness.
Yeah, he's getting his legs back, of course.
Yeah, I don't see it as something where he's going to be very impactful. Yeah, he might get the odd goal and assist.
But scenario then.
You asked me my opinion. You asked me my opinion, so I'm giving you my opinion. Let me give my opinion, then you can thingy. So I just don't feel that Saka in the 10 right now is one of the solutions. That 10 spot, was molded for Eze, before his injury. That 10 spot was cuddling Eze and saying, hold me close, because Eze, he's a moments player. He's got them nice little silky touches and stuff like that. So I just feel like now we have to change again slightly tactically. And as much as you were saying Odegaard and Ben White and Saka, that can work as well. I can agree with that as well. But I just don't feel like, and I might be wrong, I just don't feel at this stage of the season, that we can afford to mess about with things like that. But go on, what are you saying?
So if Odegaard isn't back and Eze is injured, what's your solution? Because you gotta have to play someone there.
If Odegaard isn't back and Eze is thing, then there's no alternative in it. I suppose I personally would probably go with Dalman in it, because I think he's got the skill set, but also there's the thing of protecting him in it, because people think that he's going to start every game and he's just going to give 10 out of 10 performances. It's not going to happen like that. You know what I mean? He might even get injured in some of these games. He might get man just trying to kick him, because when you see Diamond play, he's always getting kicked in it. He's always get kicked, injured, not injured, but he's always getting kicked about. Yeah. For me, he's at that stage where I believe that you can play him against the lower teams, but I think when it comes to Premier League teams, I think he's better off the bench. So if Saka can take that pressure away from him in the 10, you know, and do his thing, and because we know Saka can take that weight pause, yeah, then that's fine. And then he comes on and does his thing, or 2 10s or whatever situation, yeah. But that's clearly the alternatives, isn't it? Saka.
Yeah, I think you obviously like for example, Southampton away. I don't mind Darman starting the game, obviously, but given the because we probably will rotate for that game. I don't know if I want Trossard in the 10. I don't think he's mobile enough.
Would you play Darman against a City or in a Sporting?
I wouldn't start Darman. I would start Darman, but I think in these moments where you don't have other options, it becomes higher pressure on the player. I'm not saying he can't take it, but it's more he hasn't played enough men's football, and with his style of play where he is a ball carrier, guys will foul because that's all that you can do to take the ball away from him. He's already had an ankle injury that kept him out for 3 months earlier this season. He's only 16, body's gonna be growing. You've got to be very, very, very careful. And Arsenal fan base are I don't think they'll give him the grace if he's now missing open goals and chances. And that's that. I mean, that he's still 16 and not. Oh no, man will be saying he's so. This is what I'm saying. So you got to be careful with that one. I think Saka. I'm different to you. I think Saka has a lot of intangibles to play in that 10 position. I think in terms of just ability to receive the ball between the lines, be comfortable back to goal, strong enough to receive it. He's a good passer, intelligent player, can shoot on both feet. Has very, very good movement, Saka, just in terms of, his runs and in space. And I think if he gets used to playing there, I think he understands more how to play that position. He's going to have to. Trossard is another option. I'm not saying that you can't just play Saka there. Dalman is another option. I think there will be moments to bring him on, or maybe or to use him there. Like
not been great either, has he? Though he's
that's the left side. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, maybe sometimes you put these players there. Like, I think Trossard, Havertz have a good relationship that worked 23-24. The same reason the Odegaard, White, and Saka. I think chemistry matters. The same thing with Gabriel Saliba, Raya. Like it matters when you have players that play together for years. They know, like you have boys that maybe you haven't played with for a time, but you go play with them now. Like you know how they like to receive the ball. You know what you can and can't do. So it changes how you play. And you play with randoms, you don't know what they can do in it. So I'm not saying we're playing with randoms, but I'm saying chemistry matters. I think for this season, I want to see Saka using the 10. I think it's long term. Like, you want players able to have that more freedom. Like Saka should be a player that shouldn't just be limited to the right. Because
do you think he should play in the 10 in the Sporting game, Saka?
Yeah. I think
we ain't got no one in it. We haven't got no option.
I would use a Dalman, but I think I have a feeling Odegaard will be back. Don't mean he'll start, but I think Odegaard will be back, so he'll be there. You better him. But I think Dalman can start against Southampton because he started the last 2 games. I think we started against Mansfield. I know they're League 1 or League 2.
All right, let's do a quick little. Now we're here.
I think basically for every Premier League game, I would so against Sporting. I think is it Sporting, then is it Bournemouth, right? Against Sporting and Bournemouth, I'll start Saka. Against Southampton first game back, I'll start Dalman. Maybe bring on Saka. Against Sporting City. Second leg, City, it has to be. I think Odegaard will be back by then. I don't think he's going to be out.
So who's your team on availability for Southampton? If you've done a quick
I'll do a quick thing. I'll do No, I'll do.
You putting Kepa in goal?
Yeah, I'm putting Kepa in goal. I'm doing. If I'm okay, Marley Simon, Mascara, Calafiori, Lewis. No, not Lewis Kelly. Calafiori, Hincapié. I'm gonna do.
Hey, we forgot about.
MLS so I'm gonna go midfield 3 of Lewis Skelly, Norgard, and Darman. Off the right, Madueke. Off the left, Martinelli. Off front, Jesus. I would rest because obviously a lot of these guys are gonna come back from international break. Jesus wouldn't have, and I think No, Trossard didn't go actually. A lot of players have pulled out, but yeah, like you have to remember if the knocks are true, then a lot of these guys do have knocks. You got to also be wary of these situations as well. And I think against Sporting, you start your strongest team that you can. I think if Odegaard is back for that game, you put him on the bench, bring him on, a little 20 minutes. Southampton, maybe get his legs under him. See maybe if he can get another bench minutes against Sporting, and maybe start against Bournemouth. Maybe in light, but that's how I do it still. What about you? What would you do? Because Lewis Skelly's another option to use. I don't think he's a 10, but I think he can do two things that I would like as a 10 to do, which is receive the ball between the lines, carry, and play slide through passes, which I think he can do very well.
Let me bring up the. You know what? I think it's better if I see the
squad.
It's better if I see it like this because it's a little bit more easier to see.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at dates as well in it. So you've got to see like the dates of when the games are as well. So just make this a bit bigger so people can see. Yeah. So there's only 3 days between the Southampton and Sporting game. Sorry if I've frozen, but I have to.
Yeah. Nice.
There's only 3 games between the Sporting, so we have to rotate. There's no question of we have to play a full.
And it's probably our last game. You can make mass changes because of the level up of the position and the competition, and probably still be able to win.
I think Norgard has to start against.
Yeah, I think you start your secondary guys, Diamond from Jesus, MLS, like Mascara out from Kepa, like unless Raya doesn't get any minutes for Spain, but I don't think you need to start Raya in this game, and like I can't lie, because you got to bear in mind, like especially
if putting on the wings then.
Yeah, so Madueke, Martinelli.
Yeah, but in 3 days you're going to play Madueke on the right again because
but you just managed the minutes in it. So if you have to bring on Saka off the bench, to relieve him of some minutes, or if Odegaard is there, then obviously I'm saying there'll be if Trossard's on the bench, maybe you move Martinelli to the right or something like you manage it well enough because I think naturally, even if Madueke has to play against Southampton and Sporting, I think once Odegaard is back, he's going to be back in the starting lineup. And if he's
because his Odegaard
he's the captain and he's Odegaard. And I think we've missed Odegaard. I'll be honest with you. We've missed Odegaard for 2 reasons. I think we've missed Odegaard because you can't only just have one player in one position. Even if Eze is the starter that we all want, which I want as well, we still need to rotate. We've been in all 4 comps. Like the reason I think Eze probably is injured is because he's had to play. If Odegaard was there and they're kind of in and out one game, or getting subbed off for light, I think it kind of eases the stress. The same thing with why Madueke, Saka, none of them have been pulling up recently because they've been able to manage it. And I think also you look at the game like we played in the final, and it just there's no way Odegaard doesn't drop into some pocket and gets the ball and demands it and receives it and then moves it around or moves, and there's no way, because one thing we can complain about when Odegaard played with us is maybe he doesn't play the final ball enough, or he doesn't have the Eze quality in that final third outside of the box. But we never struggled to get to outside the box. We never struggled to pin teams in. We never struggled to pass the ball. We never struggled to, dictate possession and territory, like with Odegaard. Maybe we struggled to manipulate that possession and stuff into constant chances and deadly moments and stuff. Cool, it's another question. But of recent weeks, there's been a lot of games where we've kind of lost control of the game and not been able to wrestle control, and our passing's been dead, and we haven't been able to build up properly. And we have watched so many streams that where it's like, fam, we're not even moving. I'm not saying that means Odegaard comes and makes that, but I think sometimes football's that magic. Like if he's probably looking at it like he was probably thinking, when I get back fit, Eze is firing right now. Maybe I might, because I'm the captain, might get back in, but I'm not going to get back in on performance. But now he's going to have to start based on you're the only one available, and you give yourself an opportunity to kind of have your say to the end of the season. And it's like, Eze done his part, now you done your part. You came back in and said, yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm lifted. Do you know what I mean? So I'm happy that he's back. Just to your point that you said, I hope it's not like he's not rushed back. So if he's not ready for Southampton or Sporting first game, don't play him, because there's still so many important games. I think the squad can handle those games, innit? Because you have to bear in mind, Sporting away, we don't have to win. Like that, the Leverkusen game showed that. We don't have to go open up and try and get that win in the first leg. A 1-1, a 1-0 win, even a 1-0 defeat, even though I wouldn't want to take that. It's still not a bad result.
We got Tyro, man.
See, shout out Tyro.
You know what it is, and some of these might be fake fake injuries, yeah, but this is always going to be a concern for me. And as soon as the international break's over, I want to see all of these man, apart from Marino, ready.
I
But
think
that's a big list at the moment.
I'm a bit worried about Timber as well.
Timber,
Because he's been out for a couple of games. It's a need. I think he'll be okay. But I think we got news from as soon as the game ended, you got the Saliba's not going to sessional break. That's probably preempted from before, isn't it?
yeah.
The same thing with Trossard, where they said is from he's been having an injury from the Mansfield game. Gabriel,
Man don't need to play anyway.
yeah, because them man are gonna make World Cup. They're starting in their countries. Gabriel, Saliba's a starting centre back. Gabriel's starting centre back.
Yeah.
Trossard is gonna be playing Defo in the squad. They don't need to go there. If Timber as well is gonna be playing, like if they're fit, they're gonna be going. So they don't need to prove anything in these friendlies, innit? Like these friendlies are for the last, or for the guys that are not certified names. Can you go in, look like you're comfy, and then continue to the end of the season? I don't think they're fake injuries. I think they're like knocks that you don't. Players probably play through, but it's like you don't need to play through it. These games are not important. Just rest.
Do you want some banter?
Ping pong clears Timber.
Do you want some banter?
Go on.
That comment there. That comment there, bro.
It's just so funny. When I see this Frimpong, I was thinking, you're talking about the Arsenal Frimpong, the midfielder. I didn't even think about Jerry Frimpong. Do you remember Dench? That's what I was saying. I remember about him. No, I said Jeremy Frimpong, man. Be serious. But Nems, man.
Nems,
I love you, Nems, man.
Smoking that high grade, bro, man.
From big up, Nems. I understand what you're doing, because shout out Nems, shout out Eros, shout out obviously, man. Obviously, I need to cut very soon.
Yeah, we're gonna cut in a minute, man. So, just we'll end on this, yeah. With the squad now being tested to its limit, because we have got a few injuries in there now, yeah. Getting through these next 6 games, how many wins you seeing out of these next six games? So should I bring up the table again?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. Where is it? It's this one. Yeah, how many wins out of these next 6?
I think win against Southampton. Win against Southampton. I'll say draw against Sporting. Win against Bournemouth. Win against Sporting. Win against Man City. And because of that win against Man City, I'm going to say win against Newcastle.
Jeez. You're going to ask me the same thing, innit?
Yes, sir.
Southampton win. Sporting. Maybe a draw. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. I think we win that. It'd be a tough game, though. We beat Sporting. We beat City at the Etihad. And we beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear that from a lot of people, yeah? A lot of people watching this quiet. Nah,
some people are like, obviously, don't get me wrong. And I think to give people more clarity, you have to remember City they face Liverpool, then they face Anfield. They go to not Anfield, sorry. They face Liverpool, then they go to Stamford Bridge. Then I think they have another tough game after that, an away game in the Premier League. Obviously, they're not in the Champions League anymore. So they by that time, and then they have us. So it's like by that time it can be looking a bit dark. And I know that they probably will fit their Palace game in now because of the fact that they're out of the Champions League. So it won't be normal game in hand, but us should be doing their thing, man. We have 7 games left. The players should literally is different. You just have to win your games. You just have to win your games. And is it one game that we played before City in the league? Yeah, it's one game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But people, make sure you slap up the likes and all them things there, people. Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. When you wanna, guys, mods, when you wanna share a channel, yeah, just put exclamation mark and the name. It's simple, and then that will share the channel. Yeah, you don't have to go to the channel and link it up and all that. That's all you have to do, and then it'll come up with the channel. So that's all you need to do, people. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Who else is streaming right now? I might just do a little
redirect.
Is Johnny streaming?
Obviously, I'll just big up everyone in the chat. Big up, obviously,
Johnny's stream,
Slice.
so I'm gonna send it off to him. Yeah, he's doing
Make sure you guys go over to Johnny's stream as well. Big up Slice, been on Gunner Street, Godfrey, Nems, E Ross. Who else is in there? Gunarican TV.
Johnny got his
Tyrone.
1K stream yesterday. He was doing madness, doing bits.
Who?
Pick him up. Johnny got. I think he had a 1K stream yesterday. He's doing bits at the moment, my brother. He's doing good. Let me just we're gonna redirect to Johnny. I think he's got his start 11. So let me just do that, and then we're out, people. 1 second. What did you think of Cherky's comments as well? Just
I haven't even seen them in it, but
bro, he had me hot today, bro. I'm telling you, man. When he goes, the only reason why I did that is because of the Arsenal fans, and I remember Nani, for Man United doing it and all that. I was so hot when I saw that comment, bro. You know when you just the dagger and you're just twisting it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. The all City have now is to try and get us. So I'm like, fam, end of the day, you do what you got to do, because once we win now, we're gonna make sure that we glow. That's why I hope that game against City, I hope we dunk them, and then fam, I hope Ben White clatters this guy, fam, one time. Bro, or Gabriel dunks in him in the corner and then just stands over him. Like punk,
slaps his chest, like move.
Boom.
You know what I mean? But anyway, people, we're gonna duck out of here. Yeah. Anyway, we're off to
everyone.
My thing. Anyway, we out. Thank you.